people inherently know what is right, what is wrong. This is what this guy believed in. Martin Luther King knew it. He knew if he started a movement and he made it all about what was right, and if they were peaceful, Americans in the end would see the light. And they did. His historic march in Washington on August 28th was about jobs and freedom. Jobs and freedom. I contend that is exactly what this bill is against. That our civil rights march of today, that what we do today is about jobs and freedom. And he did it the right way. He didn't do it in the cover of darkness. But no one wants to do things the right way anymore. We don't value hard work anymore. We don't value honesty or truth. It's why we've dug a $17 trillion hole, most of which in the last 15 years, oh yeah, that's the Republicans and the Democrats, because we've taken the easy way out. It's all about instant gratification. The ends justify the means. There is no right or wrong. It's just do whatever is right for you. It's wrong. But we don't know that anymore because God has even been relegated to the bench. An IRS agent actually told somebody applying for a 501c3, you got to keep your faith stuff to yourself. Who the heck are you to say that? And instead, we have created the same corrupt, godless, weak system of control and dependency that's a dime a dozen all around the globe. And you know who understands this more than most Americans that have lived here their whole life? New Mexican Americans. They've seen corruption. Why do you think they're here? Their faith runs deep because it's all that they have. Instead of adopting a system of corruption, rewarding illegal behavior, chasing God out of every street corner, why don't you reward entrepreneurship, reward people who live their life and take personal responsibility through faith and family? And if you did that, oh boy, John McCain, you know what happened? You'd gain the faith of the Hispanic people because you would literally be speaking their language even if you don't speak Spanish at all. If you really care about people trying to escape Mexico or China or Africa or Greece or Spain, you'd provide a place worth escaping to, abundant with freedom and prosperity and abounding with opportunity. The free market is the only system in the history of mankind that has ever provided such a place to lift the world out of poverty. And those in our own country are demonizing it. In the movie The Titanic, not enough lifeboats for everybody. And in the movie, people are like, how could you possibly do that? Captain says, just the women and children. If the captain would have said everybody into the lifeboat, they didn't have enough lifeboats, everybody in the lifeboats, what would have happened to everybody? All of the lifeboats would have been sunk. Everyone would have been on that bedboard, and they're like, oh, hey, Jack, or I'm freezing to death too because I'm on the bedboard too. In the movie, those left behind, how can you leave people behind? But if you read the actual words of the people who lived through the Titanic, it was men putting the women and children on. They didn't make that case. They understood in order for their children and their wives to survive, they had to stay behind. They did the hard thing. We don't do that anymore. Many survived because they did do the hard thing. They will try to tell you that you're not compassionate. I contend they are not compassionate, anybody who stands for this bill. Is there anybody really, truly, that in the sound of my voice, that hates people, that wants to see children starve? Is there anybody? Anybody? If so, I hope to God you get the Obamacare you deserve in some psychiatric clinic. I'd love to let everybody in. But I don't know if you've checked the meter recently. The bill's a little high. We can't afford those who are here legally. And I mean legally because they were here for the pilgrims. We can't afford our lifestyle as it is. And since Congress has started debating this, arrests of illegals at the border up 9%. Let me tell you what you're in for. This is the beginning. You start going down this road where everything is free and there's nothing of value left.